Hey, what's up, everybody? This is DJ Keo, and today, since we have the release of Serato 2.4, I thought it'd be a good idea to do a State of the Union. So, where is Serato right now? Where does it stand with the artists and DJs and fans and the whole nine yards? All right, let's get into it. Oh, and before you do that, please like and subscribe and leave a comment below and help your boy out with the algorithm. So, Digital DJ Tips does a survey every year, um, with thousands of DJs around the world. And so basically, they do a rundown of what kind of equipment you use, what type of DJ software you have. And every year, I can't wait to read it. They usually do it at the beginning of the year, somewhere in time in January, but there's no time like the present. So let's get into it. Serato is doing pretty good. They're sitting at somewhere around 33, 34%. And as far as market share goes, compared to the other markets, so I think Recordbox had a 12% increase, and they're sitting somewhere in the low 20s. But generally, between the last couple years, there hasn't been that much of a change in the market as far as market share for the bigger brands and even some of the lower companies. So it's still one, two, three. Serato, Recordbox, Tractor, Virtual DJ. Virtual DJ and Tractor is in a virtual tie, but Serato and Recordbox, they're head and shoulders above all the other markets. Generally, Serato's pretty comfortable with their 33 market share. And can you blame them? It hasn't really been a shift or something dramatic to be, at least from the software side, to knock them out. From the hardware, like they're going at each other's neck on the hardware side, but software wise, there hasn't been anything dramatic to really shift the needle one way or the other. Pun intended. I'm gonna get into my thoughts and nitpicks about the DJ software in a little bit, but um, just as far as the rundown goes, like Serato deserves the position it is, and what can you say, man? It's hard being the king. Another thing I found fascinating about this is that majority of Serato users looks to be PC, and I really wish I could dig down into the numbers more, but I think overall majority of DJ users are on PC and not Mac, which is fascinating to me. Basically, anytime you go out and play somewhere, I would say professionals lean towards Mac versus PC, but for some reason, the majority of people are using PCs. I would really like some more information on this, but that's just going on what Digital DJ Tips did for the survey. So I basically did a deep dive into forums, talking to other DJs, and this is what I've gathered from my research. And granted, all right, this is not award-winning ABC News, CNN type journalism here. So I think it's a good time now to talk about the latest update, what's in it, and should you care. I think a lot of people are happy about it, but kind of meh for some reason. And I don't understand why. Beatsource is a huge update, I think personally. I think it's a big huge update. Everything else is basic bug fixes and minor tweaks to how the operating system works or how the software works. But adding Beatsource, I think, is a huge deal. Now, granted, and to be fair, I made a video about Beatsource a couple weeks ago and my thoughts about this integration, and it is not fully baked. Like, so let's be fair here. But the fact that it's here and it's not in Tractor just lets you know where my heart is on this. Tractor, get your act together. All right, so there's still no file locker for your downloads, and it is in Recordbox. I think the integration is a little more clunkier than it is in Recordbox. And it's not to compare or nitpick whatever, but I just my honest personal opinion by using both of them. Actually, before I made this video, um, I tried to do a set on Recordbox just using Beatsource and Tractor. Just 20-minute, 30-minute set. And the integration is not there yet. They got a lot of work to do. But I'll get into my nitpicks and stuff like that later. Okay, so I have notes down here. If you see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes. Better integration for live streaming, and that's another thing I left in the community section on my YouTube channel. I usually post questions and polls and stuff like that. And I found that most people do not care about streaming. I thought it would be higher based on everybody stuck in their basement or in their house right now, but generally people don't care about streaming that much. This is fascinating to me. You can play your music out of your PC or computer speakers rather than needing a headset or having to plug it into regular speakers, which I think is a really good feature. Tractor does it, Box does it. I believe it does. I have to double check on that, but I believe Box does it, and I'm glad Serato is doing it now. It's a handy feature. If you're doing, putting your set together in a car or something like that, or you're not fully plugged in to the system, I have to pull out headphones. This is a great feature, man. I like this one. So the last thing there is improved MIDI mapping. When you say improved, is just kind of a matter of perspective, I guess. MIDI mapping's okay in Serato. I don't really have issues with that. It's not as complicated as Tractor. Yeah, it's fine. It's just fine. It's fine. We've got the current update 2.4. Let's talk about what should be in 2.5 and my personal nitpicks with the software. And this is not me being petty or whatever. I actually did some research and I found that a lot of other DJs have these same issues or complaints about Serato and where it is now. And they've been complaining about it for a minute for some features. I'm not gonna say which it is. Like if you're a Serato user, you're gonna know what should have been there for day one and what's still not there. So let me get into the nitpicks and complaints about Serato. First and foremost, phase DJ integration. This was something that was promised, and I think a lot of people expected it to be in 2.4, and it didn't come in 2.4. And so a lot of people were like, what the hell? Uh, and I mean, a lot of people, a lot of phase users are like, they were expecting it to be in there. I get it. I don't like when, software companies or hardware companies promise features down the road and don't deliver it yet. It is a huge it's a major feature that people have been asking for. And when it was promised and they showed it what it was, everyone's like, yes, put this on there now. And it's not quite there yet. So next thing that they were asking for was stem file separation like feature like the algorithms D. Basically, I made a video about that and the file separation, just like stems and tractor, and they've done the AI, neural, whatever, to separate your files. And to be honest, some people like it, some people care about it. Uh, I found it to be just okay, and depending on exactly on what you want to do, if you're just trying to take the drums out, mm, if you're trying to take the vocals out, eh, it depends. It depends on the song, but a lot of people were trying to use it for remixes and that kind of thing. So who might have ran their parade? Uh, Serato should put something like in there. I think one of the forums I was in, one of the tech people from Serato was like, "It's a great feature. We're looking into it, but not really coming right now. So it is what it is. I don't expect that to be in there anytime soon." Um, this is my personal pet peeve with Serato. The library tools for editing and organization is trash. It is hot garbage, and it's a different thing from tractor users. Tractor users complained about iTunes integration, but overall, the library's tools were decent. Um, I still believe personally that Record Box is the gold standard. And coming up in the rear is Engine Prime. Engine Prime has some really good tools. And this is my personal opinion. Feel free to disagree and call me stupid in the comments below, but just my personal opinion, I believe that the library tools are subpar and ancient at best. A lot of stuff, mass file editing, um, stars, like just basics, things that all of these other things have, there's not in there. In my personal opinion, I said it before, Record Box is the gold standard for what library management should be for DJ software. Now, granted, some of this stuff is their personal things, and it's a lot different for Serato because Serato doesn't have a standalone machine that is required to you to have to do everything on your laptop and then export it to a thumb drive or something like that. So, to be fair, the priority just isn't there from them to fix this stuff up. But my personal opinion, it is hot garbage. And Record Box isn't that integrated with the search, but you know, there's a lot more features to help grind down exactly what you're looking for. And Serato is just bone dry. It is whatever's in Scratch Live, that's what's still here. And it does not seem to be any improvement. You know, they did have, smart crates and they did it for early on. But okay, cool. Everybody's got smart crates now. All right, cool, cool, cool. Fix your library. Honestly, the year is messed up. And my thing, if you use libraries in different software, your the dates on your thing is gonna be jacked. Just jacked off the rip. But in the record box, it works, it reads it fine. And in Tractor it reads it fine. And Engine Prime it reads it fine. I don't know about Virtual DJ, but I'm assuming it reads it fine too. Serato, get your act together. Number one requested thing inside the Serato forums was reset the count. Damn it. And there's an exclamation point after it. So we need better Beatsource integration. Um, and granted, this is a fairly new update and this is something that's new into the hardware, but uh it should be on par with at least what Record Box is doing. Um, Still, we cannot. Everything is still in separate piles. So if you have a playlist for music from Beatsource, you can't change or take your Beatsource files and add it to your library playlist. So it's still in section. It's still in separate columns, and that needs to be fixed. You should be able to mix the files together. And I don't know how complicated that is. It seems like something that it took a little bit more work than they thought possible before. So maybe that's why it's not there yet. But it would be nice to have better integration to mix up the files. So if I make a playlist, let me have play songs from my library and from Beatsource library together in the same playlist. Currently, that's not possible. Um, and that is what that is. You can't really. They're working on two different companies' timetables, so it's gonna get there when it gets there. But I feel like that should be a thing. The other thing that drives me crazy about this is that you have to choose which one of these DJ pools to use. So if you're using Tidal, you can't go automatically into a Beat Source or SoundCloud or whatever. You got to use one at a time. That is stupid. Why can't you do all of them all at once? That's beyond dumb. Like, get your act together, Serato. Okay. And granted, this is my personal opinion about this. I believe that Serato's interface is the most dated at this point. Everybody's had a refresh. Virtual DJs had a friggin' refresh. Serato's visuals for the layout and, scaling for larger screens or higher resolution screens, it is still trash. It has not been fixed. I would just say, like, the overall look of it feels dated. When I was just using Record Box and I'm looking at it, if you use different software and you go back between the two of them, it's going to be more apparent to you. If you just use Serato, you're not going to notice this and it's going to be fine for you. And this is why I said it's a personal preference, but going from Record Box and seeing how sharp it is and how clear it is on a higher res screen, and just better layout, and just it looks more modern. Serato looks like the original Serato Scratch Live, but just with more blue. Uh Record box looks modern. Tractor looks modern. Virtual DJ looks raw modern. Uh Algorithm DJ, that looks modern. Everything looks modern. Serato still has this feeling of in the Stone Age when they first cut two wheels together and put a stylus on it. Uh, this is my personal opinion. So if you disagree with that, that's cool. And I'll take the flack in the comment section. But my personal opinion, it looks dated and old. And I think it needs a refresh. Visually, it needs a refresh. Um, Placement of buttons and stuff like that, I think it's wasted space. And actually, a bonus complaint: Serato's beat grid editing tools fucking suck. They are trash. They are horrible to use. They're not intuitive. They're not flexible. They're not accurate. If you're not trying to edit your Serato beat grid without a controller or using the vinyl to get into position, it is a pain in the ass. And this is my personal opinion. Again, and I don't want to be too negative because I do love Serato and is my primary DJ software right now. That's crazy talk, but it is my primary DJ software right now. But honestly, I hate editing beat grids on that thing. I hate it. Going to the record box, oh, it's a dream. Using Tractor, oh, it's a dream. I don't really have a reference point for Virtual DJ, the new one, because I don't really use it that much, but I'm sure it's better than Serato. I'll put it out there. It's better than Serato. I don't like it. It is awful. It's an awful experience, and it needs a refresh. I would prefer if, the beat grids analyzed and you know what, they got the downbeat better. It is still hitting the beginning of a sample or ambient noise before the song starts. If the drum is the beginning of your beat grid and you analyze it, works like a dream, works perfect. If there's anything before the song, hot garbage. And so now I got to go use the stupid beat grid thing. It is terrible experience. I don't like it. I really don't like it. And it hasn't gotten better over time. They're still using the same crap that was in the original Serato DJ 1 point whatever. And it is trash. It is hot garbage. I hate it. I hate that beat grid editor. I really do. The worst thing ever. Perspective, everybody. Anyways, this is the state of Serato right now. Serato's still doing good. It's my primary driver for software. A couple things I want to fix. This is a few things. That's just me. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Are you happy with Serato? Is there any changes? Any things that you want updated that you need fixed? Leave it in the comment section below. And thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and peace out.